All righty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Well, we have a telephone. It's the same phone number as before, but it's a older phone. We're trying to hook up to Dukascopy Communications. Not doing too well here. I think I'm going to go out and buy another phone. This was just an old phone laying around. It took a war to get us back transferred, but we got it done. Yesterday you heard part of it on the webinar itself. I was not going to quit. I was hoping to be able to talk to Janos and the rest of the people at Dukascopy, but so far I'm not at that point yet. But it's still my number. If you want to try texting me, that would be great. Just texting that number that you've used before. And that's the public announcement for the day. There we go. All right, so what do we got going on today? We sold the Jolts. The Jolts didn't look exactly too good. We're in that situation now where, hey Robin, how you doing? And hello traders. They're definitely look, we know the economy is slowing. We know that it's kind of trapped. It doesn't really have the real energy that that the administration claims it does have. The ADP employment report weakest since January of 21. Okay, so that is also the fifth straight monthly decline in ADP employment reports jobs. And you can see, let's just throw, we're looking at the dollar index there, but let's just jump over to the stock market just to give you a flavor of what people are thinking. You'll be not thinking, moving money at this point. Let's go over and look at that. Let's see, where's it at? Right there. There we go. And you can see, we've made a nice little bounce here. Let's see, what's the initial jobless claims came out at 227,000 versus 230,000 estimated. So that's kind of making them feel a little bit more comfortable. You see, when the news came out about 2 minutes ago, let's see, where is it at? Let's make it. We're going to show you the most sensitive of our intraday. So you can see there. This is, what time is that? That is 2 seconds after the news came out. Right there. 2 seconds after the news came out, they lifted the market up. The S&P 500 moved from 5,517 basically to 5,033. So it moved 16 points. Is that 16 points? 13? 16 points in 11 seconds. So you can see the first thing is they bought the stock market. Now they've back and filled it here. We'll see if they try to roll this over and move it down, or they're still trying to figure out what to think about. But the algorithms are, let's say the AIs. It's not really the algorithms. The AIs told the algorithm to buy if that news came out like that. That was their first inclination. And you can see it in our math, we saw them front running it. So right there at, let's see, what time was that? That is 2 minutes and 50, well, actually to be exact, it went into the buy right there. So we go right to there. So that was basically 3 minutes before the news came out. They front-runned it. They knew it was going to happen, and then obviously the algorithms took off right there when the news finally did pop out right there. Right there. So it told us to be long here, and then the news came out there. So they obviously were front-running it. Our math picked up the wave frequency of it all. We always like to say that what our math does is it reads supply and demand. In other words, they want it. That's the supply, and the demand, how fast they're going to grab it. And that's what the markets show. And supply and demand can be both sides. In other words, how much they don't want it and how much they want to get out of it. That's in other words, they don't want to be in there. They want to be out of there. Excuse me, be short. So that is the way the stock market is taking these numbers at the moment. It's not exactly explosive. Basically all night long we played with this 33 to 40 area. We'll just put in a little bit longer term intraday Let's go to the next level right there, and you can see how sideways will draw two lines, which are truly entertaining in a sense. So since yesterday's close, the market has throughout the night gone that way, whoop, and at the same time, right there, like that, I guess you'd say, right there. So it basically, during the Asian hours, where's the Asian? These are the Asian hours right there. Here is the European hours starting right here. That's where Frankfurt and London and, all the traders in Milan and, wherever, Switzerland, Amsterdam, everybody's cranking up. Barcelona, they're all getting cranked up and they're starting to participate. You see, it took it up, kind of supported a higher low there. Then they failed and a lower high there, and then they break this, and of course algorithms or AIs will automatically start to short it. You can see our math started to pick it up here before they broke that low. Well, now we'll draw that. We're having fun this morning here, just showing you the math being the math. It's always fun to watch the math be the math. It definitely, I've been doing it for 40 some odd years, and it still excites me every day. And since it makes me money every day, or pretty much every day, it's kind of fun at the same time. So you can see there, we went into the sell right here. I guess it is right there. Yeah, right there. And you can see finally it broke down after 4 bars. And then the algorithms knock it down. They take out this low. Now what they were hoping for, I would assume, the algorithms, if they took out this high right here, then it would have been a higher high going after this high or this high. But instead it stalled out. So we're really, just tight, and everybody's waiting for tomorrow's numbers, that type of thing. They're all definitely doing that. Excellent. Hey, at least my phone's working. You can call me. That's a good thing now. And I can see text and call, but I can't see anything else because it's just an old phone, and I just needed to get something working versus nothing, which is nice because then I was able to adjust things yesterday, which was really cool because I was short basically coming into the last, from Friday. So that we'll just show you what that looks like for the fun of it. Right there. Maybe that'll do it. Well, that was Tuesday. Was that Tuesday? No, that's Friday. That's Monday. No, that's Friday right there. There's Tuesday. That's Friday. I got short in here, and you saw what they handed to me yesterday. No, that's Tuesday for the holiday, and then that's yesterday, and here is today, and you can see a lot of pressure. We were in that cell right there. So, and I think I was looking at a little bit larger one that reflected that cell even more, but you can see how deep down it was. So that's where we stand. Now let's get back to the currency market, unless someone wants to see something. You can see markets have no real clean direction. They're just lost, just stumbling along. You can see NVDA. Here's a intraday of the NVDA. Wow, talk about sloppy looking, Talk about how tight it was. Let's see. Talk about a sloppy market that's going nowhere. Trapped in that 106 area. And, we went into sells. We looked at it before. Just giving you a broad view. There's that NVDA. Boy, they really lopped it off. Is that today? I think that's today. See, this is intraday trading of any particular trade that's happening at the moment. So it's collecting it all up. It's live right now. So, and then when we widen it out so you can really see it, very intricately. So you can see right there, went into the sell. Right. Well, it looks like it stayed in the sell from here. Did nothing. Then really rolled over. But it was in the sell all the way through that. And then you can see it jumped into the buy right here. You can see it climbed. And now we're playing with the sell again. So there's no real... we like to say in the trading market, conviction. They're not really killing it. They're not buying it. But they're not really selling it hard. They're just not really doing anything. They're all waiting for tomorrow. Tomorrow is it. And tomorrow the Federal Reserve will be able to look at that number and say, okay, and what the real debate is, if the numbers are really bad and they lower interest rates. So the algorithms or the AIs are watching what the Fed does. If they do a 0.5%, that's going to scare the markets. If they do a 0.25%, the Federal Reserve does a 0.25%, then it doesn't scare the markets. And so, everybody is hoping they use their common sense, but Powell is not exactly somebody that has that. Unfortunately, he's. What can you say about Mrs. Yellen, Mr. Powell, the Fed chair, and the President of the United States is that they're very dysfunctional when it comes to finance. None of them make any sense. So I can say this, Biden never had a reputation for it. But I can tell you Mrs. Yellen, our Secretary of Treasury, which is referred to basically outside the United States as a Minister of Finance, and in the Federal Reserve or the central bank chairman, are not exactly helping their reputations. They're hurting themselves. People now think they're incompetent. And that's not a good thing. When you don't want to be in a car, someone driving that you think is a maniac. It's incompetent. So that's where we kind of stand. So I think Mr. Powell to hold markets up as best as he can, All right, now let's get back over to the currencies unless someone would like to see anything, and then we'll stop what we're doing and go check it out. I'm always hungry to go check things out. Let's go back to the dollar index. There it is right there. You can see it's backing off again. It went into the sell yesterday. You can see it's been in that long weekly sell now for, I don't know, weeks upon weeks upon weeks. What's the spreadsheet say? Let's just go over that without me counting on 3, 5. So it's 8 weeks in a weekly sell right there. You can see it. The USD dollar. I should put a bunch of dollars in there. I think I'm going to do that dollar like that. That'll help it out even more. So shift dollar. There it is. And then like that. And then we're going to save that. There we go. This way, it's much clearer. I pulled out. I used to have the CME on there, which confused it because there's the CME stock. So people were like, "You have the CME stock on there? What is that all about?" No, it's the dollar index at the Chicago Mercantile. All right. So there is the dollar. It's a little bit weaker, playing with the 101 area, and then we can drift right over to the euro and get a better feel for it. You can see the euro doing the opposite. It's like the opposite effect. That's what it was created for, to be a competitor to the dollar. And we're always welcome to more competitors because competition makes you sharper, makes you more functional. Less competition gives the socialist and the communist basically opportunity to do nothing and turn everything into mud. Where you put water with dirt, it turns into mud. All right, let's put the weekly in there like so. Not the weekly, daily. There's the daily from yesterday, like so. And then we'll go over and look at we'll look at it on the spreadsheet just to confirm. See that right there? 1 day in a daily buy. So it's 8 weeks in a weekly buy, 1 day in a daily buy. And what is it doing today? Well, it's doing what it does 85%, almost 86% of the time. It does what the data says. And it's going up. Notice that this is definitely higher than this one right here. And the buy was yesterday, and we're in the weekly buy, so that's the answer to that. All right. What's next? Let's take a look at cable. Cable looking somewhat the same way. I mean, let's steal this buy right over there. There it is. And let's steal this sell too. There it is. So there it is. And you can see that there. Went into the sell there, and notice that this is higher than here. That's what happens when it goes into a sell. But due to the fact we're in a weekly buy, you just hedge yourself. You don't take a position like go short or something like that. You just neutralize yourself. unless you're doing binaries or options, and then it's relatively safe because you won't get stopped out, and you can always adjust that position from a short to a long with not much complication. I know we're talking options, and sometimes people get frustrated from that, but we still do it. And then at the same time, you see that little strength that's trying to kick out. And then we slide over to, where do we go next? We go over to doodly-doo-doo, the Swiss, those inflation fighter people. And that, let's grab that cell. There we are. And we'll just widen that out. Just, there we are. As you can see there, it's been in a long slide. You can see it on the spreadsheet right there. 14 weeks. You're talking about a quarter of the year now. Quarter of the year. Talk about guys that know how to fight inflation. They've done it right. You can see this currency went from 101 when they started the battle. It's down to 84 and change. Nice. That means they're gaining. You know, when the let's move that over. The USD CFF pairs trade instead of the CHF USD. So when it's the USD up front, when it's going down, the dollar is losing and the Swiss is gaining because it's less Swiss to a dollar. Okay? So, and you can see here, there's been attempts there, right? You can see the hesitation. It tried to get into a buy and failed, and you see here, it's trying to turn. It's going through the manifold now, and this has been through the manifold, and we have seen some strength. There's no doubt about it. It even went into a buy for a few days here. But overall, it seems to be much more comfortable down below. And you can see the Bollinger Bands, which compete with our manifolds, you know, because there's standard deviations here, and this is a standard deviation of our math in a mirror image. So that's the... someone asked about a Bollinger Band, I don't know, a year ago or half a year ago, 2 years ago, and we've left it up there ever since. So we always do that. If you ask about putting something in there to try to see how well it performs, we do it. I have no problem doing that. Because I'm just really, in the end result, watching everything, how it plays. All right, from there we slide over to Mr. and Mrs. Yen. Heard that I think they took the, let me take a look on the other machine. I understand they took, what did they do? They took the Nikkei down, I think, last night. Let's see. All right, so let's put. I'm going to take a look at it, and if you want to see it, just say so. If not, we'll show it to you when we go through world indices. I'm just heading for there now. There it is. There's Nikkei. Yeah, they took Nikkei down again last night, so it's definitely feeling some pain there. It's still in that weekly buy, but it's been in that daily sell for a few days now. This is the third day in the daily sell. And maybe the weekly will start to roll over. Right now it is not yet, but maybe going into tomorrow we'll start to see it roll over. Let me see, where are we at this point? Now from the yen, you can see the same situation as that it's been in that weekly sell. It's the same thing, USD JPY. So that means that as it goes down, it's gaining against the dollar. Whereas when we look at Euro USD, it's rising and gaining against the dollar. Or GBP USD, it's rising, it's gaining against the dollar. Okay. Alrighty, so from there we go to the great experiment. And there it is. You can see here it's trying to get into the buy. We created that line this morning. It's been in that weekly buy now for a long while. Let's take a look at that on the big gold spreadsheet. Let's take a peeky at it. Let's see, where's that mouse? Right there. There it is down at the bottom. We're looking at 17 full weeks in a weekly buy. This is the 18th week right there. Now we get up to 26, and that's half a year in a weekly buy, We've seen this product do that many times. We've seen it climb, 52 weeks, 53 weeks, 54 weeks. We've seen 49 weeks. This product has not been any surprise to our math. It's only been a surprise to others. Let's say others. Let's talk like a hedge fund and not be, kind of shaming anybody. We'll talk like a hedge fund where it's okay. You're okay. Be nice. Yeah, that's the ticket. Let me see if we can get that symbol back up there. Where'd the symbol go? This thing is so wild and woolly, the symbol's probably been swallowed up. Nothing looks like this, so I probably haven't tried to push the symbol around here in a long while. When's the last time we moved the symbol? Where's the symbol at? It could be down in the teens or something like that. I don't see it. Alright, so it got swallowed up. It could have been 2 or 3 years ago where we had a symbol. At this point, everybody knows that there's nothing it's trading like it, minus the currency that it's like the Harry Potter thing. The currency that will not be named, the ruble. Yeah, the currency that will not be named. This is becoming the currency to not be named also. All right, let's put that up there. And this is the euro. TRY. Lira, Turkish lira. There it is right there. Euro, Turkish lira. Yeah. The currency that will not be named. That's the ruble. I haven't even looked at a ruble lately. Wonder what it's doing of late. We do have something that, I think I'm going to go hunt it down. I want to say something about it. Last I saw it was 101. Let's see, where's it at? Right there. I just have my curiosity, more than anything else at this point. Let's see. Let's see. With it banned in many places. Let's see. That didn't do it. Maybe I'd go with currencies. Forex, cryptos, trending, world indices. Where's Forex? Here it is. Forex. Yeah, they've kind of really removed it. They've kind of removed it. There was a couple sources that were still showing it, but we don't have anybody now showing it. It seems like it's not even, you can't even see it at this point. Let's see. Nope, all gone. Well, we won't worry about it. I was just curious. Maybe I'll go look some other places after the webinar and see if we can find something. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So, let's just save that. And we'll move on to where we move over to the metals complex and the energies by going through looking at the South African Rand. I'll just check the chat line. Nothing on the chat line. Everybody's kind of quiet today. That's all right. It's okay. It's getting towards the end of the week. Tomorrow's TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday. All right. And so you can see here on the South African Rand, it's trying to move down again, which is nice. Which means to me that the gold should be going up, and I've already seen that once today. Let me just go over to my beta. And last I saw, gold was going up. Yep. And let's show it to you. Since we're on this screen, we'll show it to you on there. And right there. See, the strength is kicking out there this morning. So that's nice to see this. It seemed like there was this plateau on everything. We were talking about that. We labeled this webinar yesterday like that, where it's like everything's looking the same. All this plateau stuff. And so right now you can see it's trying to lift up again. You know, you're at all-time highs. I mean, the all-time highs, you know, is right there. You know, just 12 or 13 days back. On the spreadsheet, you can see, where is it at? On the spreadsheet, you can see, there it is, gold, right there. So it's 9 weeks in a weekly buy. It's going for almost a full quarter. We were in a daily sell for like, what, 5 days, I guess it is. 4, 5, yeah. And then now we're flirting with the daily buy. So that's interesting. What else can we say about gold? Just that it's, you know, it's flirting again, trying to go after all-time highs, which is only literally 10 or 12 bucks away. What's the all-time high right there? 70, right? We're trading at 47, so you're talking $23 puts it at another all-time high. And then when we go and look at, say, silver, which is curious, you know, because silver is, you know, its all-time high is like 53 or 54, and here we are there trading under 30. I just want to save this real quick, just to be able to update. There we are. All right, and then let's go to silver, and there's silver, and you can see silver is trying to bounce back up too, and that's been in a weekly buy also. This is for like just 3 weeks, and you can see it on the spreadsheet too if you look to see it right there. There's 2 weeks, and this is the 3rd week. And there's 5 days in a daily sell. Going on a 6th day. Right there. But it has that look. You got the red dot and the green dot. So we're starting to see some potential volatility. Those things like to occur. Notice like right there, it occurred, and a few days later it started to, you know, the next day it lifted and tried to back and fill. And then you had a nice move. Sometimes that will represent, you see it right there too, a green and a red together. And the next thing you know, it made a new high, you know, over that. Failed, but closed higher almost. Almost. Keyword there, almost. And then, and it does that type of thing just like there. You can see a green and a red, and then a couple days later it is, and they're, what I call them, they're vortex or volatility points. And so in other words, if you put a spread on, in the trend of the math, in this case, where is it at? You know, you can see on a daily basis, it was, I guess it was right there. There was the buy, and then you see where it gets itself into. I'm not sure about this gap and all like that, but we'll have to go back and check it. Since we switched to December, we probably, these are more accurate. So you can see here. You get that, and we're in a daily buy, so you get the strength. And then when you get one, if we didn't get one up in here, and now we're getting one in here, and if this goes into a daily buy, more than likely a couple days from now, they might try to go challenge the 30s again, right there. That's usually the way it works, especially if it's in a weekly buy, which it is. So from there, we'll go over to copper. And there's the copper, and it's funny to watch a lot of people apologize. They really thought copper was getting ready to take off, go to the moon. And you can see we're getting some action like that now, the green and the red. And we're flirting with the weekly sell though, and we're in a daily sell. So if we can get into, you know, maybe they're going to break it down again on the downside. If this thing closes in a weekly sell, and we have those actions Tuesday or Wednesday or Monday or Tuesday of next week, could be some real pressure on this product again. In other words, it'll be like long saying, we thought it was supposed to rally. I know Goldman Sachs has been apologizing in the news, which is really odd, but they've been apologizing, saying that we thought that copper was going to rally. It's rare for them to actually apologize for stuff like that. That's very strange. So. Last but not least, we're going to slide over to platinum, which seems to be the canary in a coal mine at times. And there's the October contract still. And we're seeing that same thing. We're getting a red and a green. And you can see this one had back-to-back days of it, and then, you know, it went into the, and it was in a sell, and then it just rolled over. Yeah, the dailies usually help you on this. Now here you see it there, and then you see it again there, and we're in a buy, and it finds a way to pop up, but it wasn't the most beautiful thing. Then it does it there, and we get a breakdown of it with it in a sell. Again, you get it back into this buy, so you're more concerned about the idea that there's going to be strength than there is. So that's the platinum, and at least it's lifting. They were challenging the $900 area. We think in many ways it's the most dangerous short in the world. To go short in that product seems to me close to insanity. We're looking at. Can you imagine right now we're looking at platinum that's almost trading 3 times less than gold. 3 times, not $3. 3 times. 3 times 9 is 27, and gold is at 25. 25 and a half. We're threatening 3 times in value. It's like 2.9 or 2.88, I guess it is. 2.88. I mean, wow. Who would want to short that? I don't know. That's pretty freaky when for decades the product traded in a premium to gold. In other words, it should be like a 3,000. Just shows you how important it is to be hedged in gold. They're selling the hell out of platinum. In other words, whoever's long the gold is devastating the platinum, and they can afford to do it. And who else would have that power but central banks? No investor would do anything that stupid. That's for sure. All right, and then same thing with silver. Silver is $25, at least $25 away from all-time highs. You're talking about $29 silver should be more like 48 or 47 or 46 or 40, not under 30. All right. Now we go to the energy sector. Cool. All right. Now let's take a look at. What are we going to do here? We're going to look at, minimize that like that, go like this, go like this. We're going to start looking at the energy, so then we'll drift over to the old beta so we can see some of the products, and then we can see, there we go. There we go. And there it is. Let's go take a look at that. There's the old beta, which we like. It's fun. That is, let's see, 225. So that's Nikkei. You're seeing the Nikkei. Oh, we're not showing it to you yet. Let's show it to you. All right. There it is like that. Let's go over to crude oil. There is West Texas Intermediate. You can see it's been drifting down, going down, down. At the same time, you can see we've been in sells now for days. It's going on 5. This is the 6th day now in a sell. Ding. Oh, no. What happened there? Oh, okay, that's what, there it is. And so, you see that. You can see it's been in a weekly sell for a long while. Same pressure. And you look over on the spreadsheet, because it was a switched contract. I think they threw a buy in there at one point, but let's see, where's it at? I think we're 2 weeks in a sell on the spreadsheet, maybe? I'll tell you in a second. Crude. Yeah, 1 week in a sell. This is the second week in a sell there, because we switched contracts to, what is it? I think it's October now. We're in October. So, they always expire a month ahead of time. So we're in September, and we're already trading the October contract because the September contract has expired. It's gone. It doesn't exist. Let's see. Then from there, let's go over to Brent. There we are. And there it is, the same way. Both West Texas Intermediate and Brent, only difference between them is transportation costs, really. You can see here, 5 solid days in a sell. That's yesterday's algorithm, and it's not reflecting today's yet. You can see there is today's. It's still down a little bit. It pierced the 78, I believe, at one point on the West Texas Intermediate. And where are we at right there? Let's see it. Let's just enlarge it so you can see it a little bit better. So today, that's live right there. If we can get it to touch it. There's yesterday. That's the. Oh, wait a minute. That's the 4th. That's not the 5th. I'm confused. There's okay, yeah. So there's the 3rd. There's the 4th. Where is the 5th? Let me look on here. Let's recycle that. No, it's not reflecting the 5th yet. Interesting. That's yesterday. That's not even today. Oh, there it is. There's the 5th. Okay. All right, where's the 4th? So that's the 5th, which is fine. That's today. There we are. So is that missing? It's missing the 4th, and that's the 5th. Okay, that's why it's giving us problems here. So it's been pressing down. When I go over to West Texas again, they're doing the same thing. It's missing also. Interesting. Let me just take it to the West Texas over here. No, you know what? Let's first look at. I have on our new beta. Let's show it to you on the new beta. Yeah, see there it is. That was yesterday. That's the 4th, and it dropped down to 68.82. Today's low is 69.15, so it's a little bit higher today. You see all that selling there, and there's the weekly, all the selling. So this is the new beta, and you can see that if you want to see it or use it. Just do this. Let's see, where is it at? Let's go like that. Just go here. Give Robin a text or an email or a call. Right there. And you can use it for a couple weeks or a month for free. No problem at all. There we go. And that was a cheap conversation. There we are. Right there. We have Dukascopy on the top. We have us down at the bottom. There it is. There's Dukascopy right there. Who hosts this? Which is nice. And I do miss J4X. Let's see. From there, so we'll minimize that and go back to that right there. I'm not sure why. It's a different feed altogether. What's feeding the old beta is very fascinating. Very fascinating system. All right. From there, we slide over to we go to natural gas. And let's see. Let's find. Is it natural gas? Oh no, I know what it is. We go look at heating oil. So we'll go again. Minimize this. We'll take a look at the heating oil, which is the main product for many things. You know, and that's not it. Minimize that again. Let's go to the new beta. The new beta will show us the way. There it is, right there. And there it is, moving the same way as oil. You can see it there, and that's today, and it's 3 days in a sell. You see them right there, and you can see the weekly's been in a long weekly slide. We don't have that on the spreadsheet. No, we don't have that on there, and I think it's well worth watching since all the airplanes in the sky are using this fuel. All the diesel trucks are using this on the road. There are some cars that are diesel manufactured, engines. They use it, and then obviously there's people use it heating oil. Hey Victor, how you doing? Hope you're doing fine today. We are. We're doing fine. Hope you are too. All right, and then from there, we'll take a look at natural gas on the other. I don't have natural gas on this thing, so what we'll do is we will go like, well, let's do this. We'll minimize that. We will put the old beta up like that, and then we're going to jump over to natural gas on the other platform altogether. So we have 3 things that will show us our math, which is really fun. I like doing that. And then here is natural gas right there, and it's trying to pop up. We were playing with the $2 area, but we are in September. People are going to need natural gas. You can see it's flirting with the weekly buy with no problem whatsoever. and it's doing good, doing good. And so it's trying to lift up. I don't know if it's going to get back to $3 like up in here when we went into that weekly sell. We'll show you where we started off the weekly sell. It was up in the $3 area right here, and it's gone down to $2. So it's had like a 50% drop. So from there we'll go back to, I guess that's it for looking at the energies. So what we'll do now is we'll drift over to the different stock indices, and there you see right off there's the Nikkei, and the Nikkei, like I said, they were a little surprised it was getting pushed down. Let me just make sure these days are right. There's the third, there's the fifth. What's up with that? Where's the fourth? It's like I said, it's an interesting data feed sometimes, and you can see the pressure's been on. When we go and take a look at the, let's see what that is right there. Yeah, so on the third we went into a sell, and obviously on the fourth we're in a sell, and the fifth is obviously we're in a sell also. So we're on the third day of a sell. For the weekly though, they jumped into a buy, 3 weeks back in here, back in this area right here, jumped into the buy, and so, oops. Let's just fix that again. And it has been going up, no doubt about that. And you saw that move from here up to there. And I guess now they're starting to challenge this area. See what they do with that. From there, we move over to the Kospi in South Korea. Seems like they're missing the same thing. Missing they're missing the fourth. I don't think it was a holiday over there. You can see it's the second week in a buy. 2 weeks now in a buy. And it went into the buy back in here. Went sideways up. That's that plateau we've been talking about. It's all over the planet. You can see it in almost every product. There's a plateau or a sideways channel or tight flag or however you want to describe it technically, in technical analysis. But it's been that way, and it seems to... There's a very few that not. Like when we go to the Taiwanese market, Chip World. There's Chip World. And Chip World, yeah, I guess that's the same thing too. It's been in the sideways action too, and it seems very odd out of it all. It really does. And you can see we're having that same problem with that missing the fourth. So we'll give that a spin. So let's see. Yeah, that's because of the holiday. So that's the second, that's the third, missing the fourth. It's very strange, and then I'm showing you the fifth. That's the fifth right there. You can see it's been in a daily sell for 3 days, and going on a fourth today. You can see the weekly down below it the opposite way. They don't seem to care. They just don't care. They seem to be pushing in the same direction again. Holding up and pushing into that buy. So in a longer term, money is thinking, I don't want to be short. They're all thinking something positive is coming when it comes to the, well, everybody knows, and I'm right there with it, and this is not a joke. Interest rates are transitory. They always are transitory, whereas inflation is never transitory. That's part of the problem. That's why a lot of us, in the first 2 years of the Biden administration, we were like, what the hell are they saying? And inflation is transitory. It's always there. Under a great economy, Mr. Trump had us having one of the greatest economies ever in America. Mr. Obama, the president before it, said, oh, you're going to need a magic wand to get what you want done. Well, it didn't take a magic wand. It took a businessman to do it. And he did it in like lickety-split. He did it almost instantly. And he, changed the dynamics, and we were growing beautifully. When he handed the administration off to Mr. Biden, we were trading at GDP, gross domestic product, was at 6.2%. Inflation was 1.41. Yes, not 14, 1.4. That's it, not 2. That low. And like the price of the yen. 1.4 something. And so, bad policies make bad economies. That's what they do. All right, from there we march our way over to. I know who is not paying attention to this. We'll do this. Since Taiwan, usually we jump over to Shanghai. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you Shanghai, who is really taking it on the chin. Matter of fact, that's interesting. Now they have. Oh, maybe they don't. Maybe they're missing the fourth also. Let's see if we can do this right there, like that. So there is Friday. There is Monday. There's Tuesday. Missing Wednesday, and there is Thursday today. And you can see there, same thing. 4 days in a cell. Today is the fourth day. Remember, that's the fourth there. And then at the same time, it's been in a weekly cell for a while, and they keep on finding ways to make new lows. So we're like at an eight-year low now. Now, let's go over to the Singapore Straits Times. There's one of the products that is not paying attention to the global markets. It's definitely moving independently, right there. And there is the Singapore Straits Times. They don't seem to even care. It's been climbing and climbing. It's climbed all the way back up to here. You see lots of buys going on there, and you can see the same thing here. Since the 26th, basically since right in here, it's been in a weekly buy right in this area here. So basically a weekly buy throughout that action like that. And obviously this is definitely lower than this, so it's definitely working. Now, the other one, which is interesting, is Jakarta. And let's take a look at Jakarta. A very large energy state. And that's looking really good too. Same thing. Look how much it's taken out to 7,400. It didn't just bounce back up to 7,400. Now it's trading at 7,700 almost. And it's been in a weekly buy since like back on the 7/29. That's July right there. It's been in a buy since this crazy week. I guess it is. Let's see. Let's emphasize it clearly enough so we all can see it accurately. Well, I can see that's a minus there. So let's see what we can do about that, like that. So you can see that's in a buy there. What is that doing? That's in a sell there on the 22nd. 29th is in a sell. And then the 5th, it's in a buy. So when we go back up and look at the product, it was in a sell here, right there, all the way for that. And then it went into the buy right here on the 5th. And let's rewind it again. On the 5th, it went into the buy here. And obviously, this is definitely lower than this right here. So it caught it very well. Very well. And so there is Jakarta, I guess it's the number one Pacific energy company in the world. In other words, they produce, Indonesia produces a very large sum of oil. And then from there, where do we go from there? We shoot over to the Nifty 50 in India, right there. There's the Nifty 50, same thing. It's also gotten past the 25,000 mark, playing around with all-time highs for the last 3 to 4 days. You can see there the daily has been in a sell now for 2 full days. They're not showing the 5th either. They seem to be missing it. And then at the same time, you can see we've been in a long weekly buy there. Since how many weeks is that? That's 8 weeks. This is the 9th week now. So you go back, 1, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Even when it rallied all the way up here and got slammed from the unwind in Tokyo, it came right back. Probably look at the dailies. On the 2nd, it had you in a sell. Let's see what is that? I would say that's the 5th. So it had you in a sell right here. Right there you were in the sell. Right before the unwind. Someone had a good feeling going on. They knew better in India, didn't they? And then they did the unwind. We saw our math rolling over. It was interesting. It was rolling over. The weeklies not necessarily did. Some started to, some did, but overall the dailies, keeping you short-term protected, did it. They definitely did. From there, we're going to go to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, right there. Go Saudi Arabia. Let's see. Yep, there it is. There's Saudi Arabia. A little weakness in here, and you would think so, especially when we just looked at Brent. There's Brent. It's been moving down. It's coming down off of the 86, 87 area. We're trading at 73. So it's definitely moving down, and that's back in it's early July. So we go back to Saudi Arabia, and you see there's July, and they slammed down. That was the unwind in Tokyo, and then they tried to bring it back, and now they're starting to move it back down again. It seems to be vacillating. We're in the weekly sells. It went into the weekly sell last week. I'm sorry, this week. It's going into the weekly sell now. That is last week. It jumped into the weekly buy, and it was definitely hesitant and confused. And now you can see it's really breaking down, and it's pushing into it's going to close. It looks like we'll find out tomorrow. More than likely, it'll probably close in a weekly sell, but no problem. And then from there, we go over to the other major equity capital, and that is, where is it at? And there it is, right there, Tel Aviv. You can see Tel Aviv. It's responded back from the Japanese unwind, which seemed to captivate the whole planet financially. In other words, it affected everybody. That's what it did. It affected everybody. They're lifting the stock market up. We'll have to show you that. I can see that now. They're lifting the stock market up more. You can see right here. Let's see, what time is it? Okay, we got about 2 or 3 minutes, and we don't even have a title yet. So you can see there, strength there. Let's go over to Europe really quick. There's the Stokes, and you can see Stokes is moving down a little bit, feeling some of the pressure that we're seeing in the other stock indices, but it's still in that weekly buy. And then from there we go to the DAX. There's the DAX. The DAX is 4 weeks in a buy, and it's like 3 days in a sell. It's pressing down. And then we go look at the CAC 40 in Paris. Same thing, going on a third day in a sell, but we're also 4 weeks in a buy. Seems like that's systemic everywhere. In other words, we're seeing it everywhere. And last but not least, before we jump off the continent, there is the FTSE out of London. Same story, going on a third day in a sell, and it's like 5 weeks in a buy. So coming off of that, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got long. It went long up in here. So right after the unwind. All right, now let's just show you what the U.S. stock market's doing. Where are we? There we are. And so let's minimize that. There we go. And so you can see right there, it's where's those lines I drew? There they are. We're trapped in the middle. That's all we are, is we're trapped in the middle. They went and broke down. Right in there, they broke down and it went underneath it like a rotisserie chicken. And now the chicken's being roasted on the other side. We'll see how much they lift it back up over into that. Now, today, again, I'm going to have to put my title on the chat line until I go pick up a new phone. But at least we have a phone number. And if you want to try contacting me or texting me off of my number, you can do that. Janos and anybody else. All right, so today's title will be... What will be today's title? What did we talk about? We were looking at the currencies. We were looking at the volatility. What else were we looking at the very beginning? We were looking at job numbers, and we were talking about, basically job numbers I think that's the best way to describe it too. They dominate. Markets. There we are. Currencies don't seem to be caring. So that's kind of interesting right there. And that is the title today. And what we'll do is we will try to get out and buy a new phone so we can get back up on that. And I know that I'm still registered on that service. I don't even remember what the name of it was. A little green icon with a little telephone in it. So I have to go find that and get a downloaded onto a telephone. This phone I'm using can't do it, but at least I can see text and I can get phone calls. So if you need to communicate with me, go through Facebook. All right, traders, this is Doc, and we're getting out of here. So tomorrow is Friday. Will be the end of the week. So happy trails to you until we meet again tomorrow. Happy trails to you, to all our Dukascopy friends. Later, traders. Oh, you know what we didn't look at is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's feeling a little pain here today, down about $1,500. But that's just a noise in the background. Ta-ta for now. I will look, though, before I jump off, just to give you crypto traders like myself. Right there. And Bitcoin has been in a weekly sell now for 5 weeks. It's been in a daily sell for 9 days. Is it 9 days? There's 4. 10 days. 11 days. We've been in a daily sell for 11 days, and we've been in a weekly sell for 5 weeks. So it's moving down makes total sense to me. All right, traders. Catch you tomorrow. Same time, same channel.